show here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah! Movie toast.
What's up, Toasties? Movie Toaster Adam here. I am doing something a little different today, but let me welcome you first. Welcome to episode 246 of Movie Toast News and Reviews. Like I said, I'm doing something a little different. I'm hosting an episode by myself. I rarely do this. Me and Dennis were supposed to be live streaming Sunday. That didn't end up happening. Then we're going to do Monday. That didn't happen. Tuesday didn't happen. So we decided to push to this upcoming Sunday. But I thought, I've seen like 12 movies at the theater since we've last recorded. I have over 20 articles to talk about in the next episode. Why not just take a couple of those articles, talk about it on this episode, then use some polls that I wasn't going to use on the episode that were in conjunction to episode 245, and just review a couple of those movies that I enjoyed recently, or maybe I didn't. I don't want to spoil. Stick around to hear my reviews. So yeah, basically, who knows where this is going to go? But what I mean by that is I normally run the slideshows in the crawls if you're watching, and Dennis runs the audio cues, but I'm running it all. But please fret not. We are doing episode 247 this upcoming Sunday, so it's going to be a normal one coming soon. I just wanted to put out something in the meantime to keep all the Toasties happy, and myself, because I was losing my mind not going live. It's a problem I got. But let's not waste any time here, folks. Let's get into a little thing I like to call news.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
All right, who's ready to join the loop? I know I am. So up first, let's get into this here. All right, it's been a while since Meghan Markle has acted, but rumor has it that she might be returning to acting in the just renewed third season of Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman over on Netflix. So I'm not gonna lie, I never watched Suits. I think that's what she's from, most known from. And then she married the prince and kind of gave up acting. And I've never seen The Gentleman series. It's on my list because I love the movie. I just haven't got around to the show yet. But I feel like her and the prince just recently announced that they are moving out of Los Angeles and moving back to England. And I believe that's where they filmed the show. So you know what? Why not? People love her. She's a great person, good actor from what I hear. So why not get back into acting? Give the fans what they want, especially with a show that is kind of well regarded. All right, let's jump over to another show here. Why not? We now have a title and some more clarity on the Superman spinoff show starring Jimmy Olsen. It'll be titled The People vs. Gorilla Grodd. Here's the logline. A super-intelligent ape is convicted of murdering his father, the king of Gorilla City. In an 8-part true crime docuseries, the Daily Planet's Jimmy Olsen reopens the case, investigating whether Gorilla Grodd was wrongfully convicted in one of Metropolis's most famous murder trials. All right, you know what? I dug Jimmy Olsen. Gorilla Grodd's an interesting character. And this is done by the cats that did American Vandal, so they get the assignment. This is just going to be American Vandal, but with a bigger budget and a bigger universe and sandbox to play with. We're getting a bunch of people from the Daily Planet from the Superman movie, so that's going to be fun. And Skylar Gisondo is a fantastic Jimmy Olsen, so I have no doubt that he's going to kill it in this series. And Jimmy Tatrell's playing Gorilla Grodd. That guy's a freaking hilarious actor, so I think him voicing and possibly doing a mocap for it could pay off. I can't wait to check this one out. It's going to be hitting HBO Max sometime next year, I'm willing to bet, 2027. All right. Let's see what we got next. Oh, here we go, folks. Josh Brolin recently said that a third Sicario movie is happening in the near future. All right, now this is interesting because Sicario was a highly acclaimed film. It was directed by Denis Villeneuve, who has been busy with Dune, and he has the upcoming James Bond movie to deal with. And it was written by a little actor turned screenwriter, Tyler Sheridan. You might know his shows, Yellowstone, Tulsa King, all those smash hits. Well, I don't know. So they did a sequel, Sicario: Day of the Solid Dead, which looked good. I didn't get around to it. I got to check it out. I know it's streaming out there. I'm going to watch it. It's been a while. I love the first one. But it makes me wonder, who's going to be directing this third Sicario movie? Because Denis is busy with wrapping up Dune, coming out in December, like I said. And, of course, James Bond is going to take some time. Perhaps, maybe he's going to do it after Bond. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, but it could happen. My pitch, my thought is, why not Tyler Sheridan? I believe he has directed a little bit. And I mean, this is kind of his baby. And is he going to come back to write it? That's the big question here, I guess. But we know Josh Brolin's coming back. Are we going to get our previous characters from the other movies? Because I know there were different main characters besides Josh Brolin. Like Emily Blunt, I believe, was in the first one. And then we had, what's his face? The stuttering guy from that terrible Star Wars movie. Why can't I think of his name? Wow, I'm killing it right now, aren't I, folks? Sicario. I'm Googling it. That's and his name is going to piss me off because it's such an easy name to know. And I'm fucking it up here. Wow. Benicio del Toro. That's the name I was looking for. So is Benicio coming back? Is Emily coming back? Or is it just going to be Josh doing something else? I feel like this is a timely time for this with drugs running rampant and, you know, a lot of big espionage type stuff could happen and a lot of drug bust. And the world is in shambles right now. And I feel like Sicario will handle that in an interesting manner. But let's get on to something else here after this. All right. So let's see here. During a live recording of the National Treasure Hunt podcast in Philadelphia, the franchise's director, John Turteltaub, announced that a third movie in the franchise is finally happening. Here's his quote, folks. "It's happening. You're the first people I have said this out loud to. It's finally real. Now it's Hollywood real, meaning things can happen. Nick gets hit by a bus. There's no National Treasure. If I get hit by a bus, there's probably a National Treasure. Welcome to Hollywood. That's Hollywood. Finally, have a script that I like, which Disney has also said sounds like a movie we can make." I mean, this is awesome news. The first National Treasure is great. The second one is pretty good. Honestly, I didn't remember it. And like literally 2-3 weeks ago, me and my fiance watched it and it was like, oh, this movie might even be better than the first. But the only issue here is that second one came out like 15, 20 years ago. So it's like, oh, okay. They're a lot older now. What's going to be the story here? And they tried a series over on Disney Plus. That didn't do so well. But, you know, we're getting Nick Cage back, hopefully, it sounds like. So he can kind of charm his way through anything, I think. So fingers crossed that we're going to be getting a third National Treasure within the next 3 or 4 years. I mean, I know there's been rumors floating around for a while that this is going to happen, but nothing as concrete as this news that we recently got. But talk about a movie that people want to know more about. Let's talk about this one here. Why not? Well, at the Fast and Furious 25th anniversary premiere, Vin Diesel dropped a very Diesel-sized update on Fast Forever. Here's what he had to say. We start shooting in December. If I can make good on the request from the studio, I'm in a good place, though. I had to go through 4 sets of writers, 4 years of development to get to something that I felt would be worthy of a finale. And when I read the script a couple of weeks ago, I cried. All right, I feel like Vin Diesel is kind of the boy who cried wolf here. He's been promising us Fast Forever for what feels like 5-6 years now, I think. Now, he said what I love here in this article, or I guess, quote, if I can make good on the request to the studio, I'm in a good place. So essentially, I'm pretty sure that the first couple of drafts were big and grandiose, and the last Fast and Furious movie didn't really make as much money at the box office as they hoped, and they're kind of stuck in to do this. So I think they've been making him lower the budget, and it's kind of a thing of pride for Vin Diesel in this case. And I'm just shocked by the fact that he said he's gone through 4 sets of writers. What the fuck? That's never a good sign for a movie. Like, are they just going with writers that are pitching different things and doing different things? I don't know. Are they just coming up with writers who are trying to bring the budget down? I don't know. But the other thing that really sticks in my side like a thorn is the fact that he says we start shooting in December. Most movies don't shoot in December because it's the holiday season. Normally, Hollywood essentially shuts down from like Thanksgiving through the middle of January. So to start production on a big movie like Fast Forever in December seems a little peculiar to me. I don't know. I just might be losing my mind here. I don't believe it. I don't believe Vin Diesel. That's what I'm getting at, I guess. But time will tell, I suppose. Time will tell. Well, that's going to be it for this news segment. But there's always something that Dennis and I follow news up with, and that's a little thing called polls.
Polls.
All right. So what we have here first, folks, is a poll that is slightly intriguing and hard for me to actually pick a decision here. But on episode 245, Dennis reviewed Christine. So I wanted to know, out of Halloween, Escape from New York, The Thing, and They Live, which is the Toasty's favorite John Carpenter movie? All right, this one's tough, man. Halloween is a classic. Great slasher flick. Kind of invented the genre almost, in my opinion. Escape from New York is such a fucking crazy thrill ride. They Live is like one of the best sci-fi movies out there in most people's opinions. I've tried watching it twice. I've never fully made it through. I've never even seen the prequel, sequel, spin-off, remake, whatever the hell that one that came out like 15 years ago. But I will watch the thing eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I know the movie's been out longer than I've been alive, I think, so I gotta get on that. But They Live is a movie that everyone's always like waxed poetically about, and I'm like, I don't know, can it be that good? I mean, I've never seen it. What a piece of shit I was. So cocky. And about, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I think they re-released it in theaters for a limited release for an anniversary. And I saw it, and my mind was blown, dude. A young President Curtis, the wrestler as the actor, the craziness, the duality, the conspiracies, the corruption. It's like a Neil Breen movie, but better. I don't think anybody ever says Neil Breen's better than anyone. I mean, this is better than Neil Breen. I don't. I really think out of this, Escape from New York is a great one too. But I think I'm gonna go with They Live. Hell, when I was at San Diego Comic-Con not too long ago, the Mondo poster people had this super badass 3D They Live poster. If I didn't just purchase an expensive Attack of the Killer Tomatoes bomber jacket, I probably would have got that They Live 3D poster, but I didn't have extra money to waste. Anyways, nobody gives a fuck about my take. Let's find out what the Toasties' take is here. 0% for Halloween. I'm shocked by this. I am appalled by this. I maybe we don't have horror fans out there in the ethos, or maybe they think that might not be one of the best of the four. I don't know. But I thought this would have ranked higher. I thought even one vote. All right. I'm not going to harp. Up next, 0% for Escape from New York. Also, thought it would have got at least one vote. If I had to say this or Halloween, which did I expect to get 0? I guess maybe this. All right, the question is, we have 2 left. Will there be another 0? Or will it split the Red Sea here? Let's find out. All right, here we go, folks. 33% for They Live. All right, so some of the Toasties are on my side. I love that. They don't always go to my side of the votes, but let's find out. Well, I guess we already know here, folks. That leaves 67% of the Toasties voted for the movie The Thing as John Carpenter's best film out of the 4 I put up. So you know what? Fuck me. I have to go and I have to check out The Thing because I want to be on the same level as the Toasties. All right. Let's check out another poll here, folks. Why not? On episode, let's see, 245, of course, because that was the last episode, I reviewed Tony. So I wanted to know, out of The Menu, Chef, Ratatouille, and Waiting, which is the Toasties' favorite movie that involves chefs and kitchens? Now, this one, if I thought John Carpenter's was hard for me to make a decision on, this one was really difficult. Let me run through all the options here. The Menu, one of my favorite of that year. It took me by surprise. I loved it. It was so... I saw that movie like 2 or 3 times in theaters. I watched it on demand a couple of times. I really enjoyed it. Chef, dude. Wow. I wasn't expecting much out of it. I'm like, oh, you know, Jon Favreau's going to do a little indie after he was killing it with Marvel. He started the MCU, but he wants to go and do a movie about a chef? Oh, okay. Why not, I guess. And it was such a touching and beautiful and just grounded film that I loved. And it's resonated with me. It was also a favorite of mine the year it came out. So already 2 of mine that I really love. Now, Ratatouille, however, I'm not as hot on Ratatouille as everyone else. I feel like everyone's like, that's one of Pixar's best. In my eyes, it's like, it's fine. I love the fact that Patton Oswalt is our main character. But yeah, in this poll, least favorite. And Waiting, that came out when I was like a teenager, and it hit at the right time. Like, that struck so many chords. I mean, all right, you had Ryan Reynolds. That was before he was Ryan Reynolds. He was on his way up. You had Justin Long. He was the Mac guy. He just did that South Harmony Institute of Technology shit movie, you know, Accept It. Dane Cook was the cock of the walk back then. Andy Milonakis was killing it on his show. Luis Guzman. All right, I don't gotta read. There were so many fantastic cast members. Anna Faris was killing it in the. Well, I guess so many films, but I guess Scary Movie is the one I'd have to say. So it had an ensemble that killed it. It was funny. It was really, really, really raunchy, and I loved every second. I watched it so much as a kid. I loved it. Now, the sequel, straight to DVD sequel, that was dog shit. So it's tough for me to choose here because I have a lot of love for a lot of these, but one has to be chosen. I guess if we're going by the which one have I seen the most, it might be Waiting, but you know, I'm going to give mine to The Menu. Let's see what the Toasties had to say here. 0% for waiting. I guess that doesn't surprise me as much. It probably doesn't hold up very well. 11% for the menu. So the toasties aren't really on my side much on this one. 11% for Ratatouille. Oh boy, Ratatouille I thought was gonna fucking be number one. So I'm kind of surprised by this one, folks. So that leaves 78% for I was checking my math on that one. 78% for Chef. And you know what? I'm not disappointed by that. Like I said, it's a great film, and I'm happy the toasters love it. Honestly, I feel like I got to go back and rewatch all 4 of these movies, but Chef is going to be the one I rewatch first, I think. So that is going to close us out here on the polls section. I'm telling you, it's rapid fire, man. I'm trying to go quick here, trying to make a fast little episode for y'all. Sorry, I'm stumbling on words. It's weird not counteracting, talking to someone else. It's odd, but I'm trying to make the best out of it. But anywho, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to say, let's roll that theme song for reviews.
Nice camera action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would bling.
All right. So I am up first because I'm the only one here. It's always, I always tell Dennis, all right, you're up first, I'm up first. But no, this time there's only one of us, so only one can go first. I guess I'll get you the title here. The first movie I'm reviewing is a little indie called Nimrods. Let me find the trailer for you.
We just wanted to give you this. That's our demo.
Anal OG dogs?
No, it's analog dogs.
Is that your phone number on there?
Yeah, we just met Green Day.
Liars.
Put the ladder back up, Tommy.
Hello? Is this the anal dogs?
You're not gonna believe this. Trey Cole called. What?
He loved our demo.
He invited us to LA to open for them on New Year's. Can I take your car?
No, because you don't have a license.
Come on!
Well, how are we getting her there?
We're taking Wayne's car.
How are you opening for Green Day?
Honestly, I don't know.
Are you guys gonna kiss? Because, I mean, maybe. If you come back.
Mushrooms? Still what? No. I don't have hands. You drove away with this in your vehicle. We're a band, we're opening for Green Day. Nobody gives a shit.
Give him hell.
Have you ever snuck into a concert?
Yeah, actually.
How'd you do it?
We
Oh, you blew a roadie.
blew a roadie. Have you
what Wayne
seen
said.
a roadie?
All right, now I'm going to tell you, I went into this movie pretty much blind. I saw a snippet of the trailer, and all I knew was Legion M, this little company that essentially has people scout movies at festivals, and people vote on what they should pick up to distribute, and they have the fans put money into it to release it. It's an interesting little company. I knew they were backing this, so I'm like, all right, that's cool. And I knew it started Mason Thames. I'm like, that guy's cool. McKenna Grace, I'm like, I like her. And Green Day is attached to it. Okay, sure, whatever, I guess. Now, truth be told, I'm not a Green Day guy. I never listened to their music. I can't even name one of their songs if you ask me a title. But when I watched the movie, I heard some of the songs, and I'm like, oh, I know that song. I know that song, so I'm intrigued. But here's the premise of the movie. You have these 3 boys. They're in this band, and they get the call every band has ever wanted. They're going to be opening for a major band, their favorite band, Green Day. Green Day is doing this small, intimate concert tour, and they want our main characters to leave the Midwest and go join them in Hollywood for their New Year's Eve concert. They want these boys to open for them. The only hitch is the boys don't have their licenses, and they don't have a car, and nobody wants to chaperone them. But that's not going to stop them. They're going to get there by hook or by crook. One of them steals their brother's taxi, and they set off to hit the road, and crazy things happen. Now, truth be told, I'm not a giant road trips style movie fan, but something about this one really worked. Now, I gotta say, the two other kids in this guy's band, Ryan Faust, I'm like, I don't know him, but he plays this like straight-laced kid who's like afraid of everything and does everything by the book, and he's afraid to get in trouble. I'm like, I know that character. That was me as a kid. Hell, that's almost me now sometimes. And then the other kid is in the band is kind of like a childish guy. He kind of has Mason Thames' character take care of him, and he's a little goofy. This guy, Kyler Kaufman, really good actor, really talented here. And Mason Thames is a kid who recently lost his dad, and music was his connection with his dad, and he wants to honor his dad by being in a band. And so he's kind of like punk rock. And these boys, their whole thing is analog. They want to do everything analog like. And the biggest thing that I'm like questioning, I'm like, is Green Day that big a band still? I don't know. I know in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they were huge, but I'm like, are they now? But everyone in this movie loves them pretty much. And let me tell you, McKenna Grace, I thought was going to be a main character. She has a pivotal role, but she's only in a few scenes. But when she is in the screen, she's killing it. Let's see. Bobby Lee plays a funny security guard here. Green Day is here as well. If you're a fan of Green Day, the third act has them performing a couple songs at a concert. They produce the movie. Their music is all in the soundtrack. It's a hell of a Green Day thing. It's a wet dream for a Green Day fan, I guess you could say. So they're here. Angela Kingsley from The Office. She plays a bartender. She's kind of funny. And Jenna Fisher from The Office as well plays Mason's mom. Now, it's funny. When I left the theater, I saw this with my buddy, and he's like, was the bartender the lady from The Office? I'm like, yeah, and the mom was also from The Office. He's like, who was she? I'm like, Pam. And my friend was like, what? Because she looks different, man, and her voice is slightly different too. Like, she has this haircut. She's almost unrecognizable here. It's interesting. But both ladies doing great. But my favorite, when this movie fired the best, I think, was when Fred Armisen came on the scene. He was freaking hilarious. Best part of the movie. And the boys were great too. And the music was good. Their original music. Yeah, I was just really shocked by this. I went in thinking, it could be mediocre. And I left the theater really, really digging it. It's an hour and 56 minutes. It could have been trimmed down a little bit, but it flowed pretty well. And it has this interesting look to it. Like, it almost looks like it could have came out and been a period piece movie when Green Day was huge. Like, it has that look and style to it. Like, it feels analog in a way. And I like that. All right, so I guess it comes down to how many slices am I going to give Nimrods? And I'm going to give Nimrods 3 slices of toast. I didn't hear that. Let me hit it one more time. I've had my mic. I'm running the boards here, and I have a microphone in one ear, and I have it muted because I'm echoing. So I'm going to hit that one more time, folks. I'm going to give Nimrods 3 slices of toast. That's right. All right, so my second movie here, let's get over here to this one, is a movie called The Wrong Girls.
Frankie, we should go.
Trying to get us some tunes.
Yeah, it feels like time sensitive.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks late on rent. We have less than an ounce of weed. Well, what are we gonna do? I don't think we can sell these to people. We don't even know what these do. Have I ever led you astray? Cheers.
Oh my God, I'm going to report you to PETA for this.
Jesus Christ.
I have no idea why you thought it would be a good idea to take the drugs. You are dumb as rocks, and you should be dead.
You are involved in the most important breakthrough of our time.
Ladies!
Is he talking to us? Are we ladies?
I'm in a bag.
He's touching my hair.
We're very important fugitives. We're runaways. This is you and me, Moles. We're in this together.
I just did that.
Oh my God, I'm a witch.
You should think, I wish Oasis would get back together.
Oasis is back together, dude!
How did these girls happen to me?
People are trying to kill us for science.
There are Vikings.
We have
with
telepathy
guns
now.
and cops.
And we have to go
They
to
want to do
Mexico.
experiments on us because we're special
The
now.
cats are dicks.
That is true.
All right, so I saw the trailer for this one and I thought, oh, this is going to be a hot mess of garbage. I feel like these actresses are playing too young and they don't really fit the role. The movie looks goofy and dumb. That's what I thought. But I went in and I'm happy to say I was dead wrong. All right, let me give you the premise. So you have Kristen Stewart and Ala Shawkat, and they are best friends. They're stoners. Kristen's a little bit like spacey. She doesn't take anything serious. Where Aliyah, I say her name wrong all the time. I apologize. Aaliyah, I'm still saying her name wrong. She is the more straight-laced. She has aspirations. She makes money. She takes care of Kristen's character. All right, well, I'm going to call them by their characters' names. Frankie is Kristen, and Shawkat is Molly. All right, so Frankie and Molly are best friends. They live together. They do everything together. However, one night, Frankie gets a suitcase by accident and brings it home and busts it open, and they find these vials of this like green ooze, not Ninja Turtle ooze, more like a green serum. And the two end up drinking a vial each, and they get these weird trippy things happening. Like it's a hallucinogenic drug, and they get telekinesis, I guess you could say. They can talk to each other telekinetically. They can use like force powers almost. But of course, they don't know how to use this stuff properly. And before that, their cats drank a little bit of it from some stuff that fell on the ground. And they can hear their cats talking. And their cats are voiced perfectly by Kumail Nanjiani and Seth Rogen. And these cats are just funny listening to them say stuff. Like Kumail is kind of like a bad boy cat, and Seth is more like just kind of Seth almost. Well, it turns out that those drugs that they ingested, there's a few left. People are after them, the people that it belongs to. And these girls are in harm's way, and they're eluding danger left and right. And they're also trying to make money to pay their rent. Classic stoner comedy trope. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not a stoner. I've never even smoked weed. I'd never even smoked a cigarette. I'm straight-laced. It's sad and pathetic, but that's my life, and I choose to live that way. So don't judge me. I mean, judge me. I would too if I were you. So all this is happening. People are trying to kill them. And then you have Lakeith Stanfield trying to protect them. He brings them to meet a scientist who explains the whole situation to him, played by Kate McKinnon. She's doing a goofy, I want to say Swedish accent. And we find out that it doesn't matter. It's just, here's the premise. Two girls accidentally get some drugs that give them superpowers, and they're on the run. They're trying to pay their rent. They don't know what the hell's happening. And it's a zany, it's wacky, it's wild. There's like this film look to it. There's this neon green vibe to it. And it's unpredictable. I love the unpredictableness of this. It's an hour and 39 minutes, and it flies by. It has like synthy music, which I dig. The sets are lived in. and it has awesome acting, man. Gina Davis is in here, Tony Hale's in here, Zach Fox, and like Tony Hale. It's funny, Tony Hale and Alia Shawkat are on Arrested Development together, but yet they never share the screen in this movie, and that kind of pissed me off. I wanted a little reunion, but I guess maybe and Buster aren't meant to meet up on the big screen anytime soon. This movie was fucking hilarious. It feels like it was written for me, man. There was nonstop laughter. I was laughing my ass off from start to finish. An hour and 39 minutes, a good hour and 30 minutes, I was laughing. It was insane. It was awesome. I loved it. This movie was so stellar. I dug every second of The Wrong Girls. And it was written by Kristen Stewart's wife, and she directed it too, and she did a stellar job. First feature film directorial debut for her, and she knocked it out of the park. I want more from her, especially if it's like this. I was dead wrong. These two girls playing these characters, these actresses playing these characters, were stellar. They had a great bond together. Their chemistry was awesome. Lakeith was a badass. Yeah, man, this movie almost felt like it could have been a Broad City movie. If you put the Broad City gals in here, I feel like it would have felt natural. But I don't know. I loved Kristen and Alia. I'm gonna give this movie 3 slices of toast as well. All right, so it's on a grading scale here of 1 to 4. If you don't know, it should be 5, but I don't want to argue all the time. Anywho, moving on here, we got another movie. A little movie called The Rivals of Amziah King. Let's play that audio for you for the trailer.
Now, I've been thinking. I got a big haul coming up, and I could use some help.
Do you think I'd be able to do it?
I know you'd be able to do it. Follow me.
Okay.
What's your honey?
White clover.
That's a pretty rare crop.
Y'all reckon we could talk to Amziah?
There's been a lot of honey there.
It doesn't look good.
If you really want to ruin someone's life, you take away everything.
This business is not full of kind people. Get ready, my little chickadee. Bees only swarm when they are ready for a fight.
Someone loaded up everything he built and took it all away. I'm gonna find them. And I'm gonna take it all back.
All right. So this is a movie I saw a trailer for, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening here. I don't know what this movie is about. I don't know what genre it is, but I know it looks interesting, so I had to see it. All right, premise here. There is this guy who lives in I want to say Oklahoma, and he's like a pillar of the community. Everyone loves him. He's a beekeeper. He makes honey. He gives it away for free. He's hemorrhaging money, essentially. Him and his wife used to foster kids all the time. His wife passed away. He's single. He plays like bluegrass music, and he's just a great guy. And one day, a former foster child of his shows up and asks if she can work with him and be a beekeeper and learn the ways of making honey. And he brings her in welcomingly, welcomes her to the town, introduces her to his congregation, to his band, to his bees. Like, it's so charming. And then everything's going great. Everything's perfect until one day it's not. There's different clusters of areas where he has groupings of bees that he's kind of raising. All of those areas were raided and those bees were stolen. And the foster daughter decides she's going to take it upon herself, find out who took them, get them back, and get revenge by any means necessary. and it's wild. All right, so Amaziah King is played by Matthew McConaughey, and it's sold as Matthew McConaughey vehicle, but he doesn't nearly get as much to do as his foster child. Like, she is fantastic. This actress, Angelina Looking Glass, she is like, when she goes out on this revenge mission, she's fierce. And when she's like just learning from Matthew, she's earnest. When she watches as him play music, seeing how happy he is, like watching her face emote to like joy, this girl's malleable. Like, this actress has a very bright future ahead of her. I don't know what else she's been in, but I want to see more of her. She's great. And Matthew, of course, is fantastic. There's not a lot of people in this movie who I recognize. Like, Tony Revolori is here for a very brief moment. Of course, I know him. And then our big bad villain in the movie is played by Kurt Russell. We talked about him earlier in some movies in the poll section. And it's funny because we find out that he is a business guy and a big member of the community, and he's up to no good, and he is doing shady shit, and he's afraid to be investigated. But when we see him, and we see him a decent amount, he's a good guy. He's doing good things, but the mask is pulled off, and the monsters are revealed later on in the movie when he becomes the villain that everyone essentially says he is. So all around, the acting is top notch here. It has this beautiful like vibe. Like, we never get to see Oklahoma like this. Like, it shows an underrepresented community in the culture. And I don't like bluegrass music, but by God, it's awesome in this movie. They play it all the time, and that's the soundtrack. And it is just, it's lovely. It's upbeat, it's uplifting, it's beautiful. And I was blown away. And that's not just the music. The movie itself is all that and so much more. There's twists, there's turns. There's something big that happens that I want to tell you about, but I'm not, because that will spoil some stuff. But when it happens, I was like, oh, this is a ballsy move. And you know what? It paid off. It paid off in spades. I loved the Rivals of Amaziah King. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm going to give it 3 slices of toast. Okay. We have one movie left here I'm going to tell you about, and that is a little movie called Spa Weekend. Let's play that trailer for you.
Welcome and namaste. I miss my kids. What? No, I don't miss my kids.
The hot yoga teacher is checking you out.
Holy. Who called strippers to our spa weekend? Who got Sophie fired from her job? My boss is calling me again.
Stop calling! I feel like you're just focusing on the negative stuff that I did.
Spa Weekend, rated R.
All right. So, this is a movie that I, of course, knew about, but I didn't have any high expectations here. Essentially, it's about some ladies getting away and enjoying a nice, peaceful spa weekend, as the title would tell you. But of course, you know, in a comedy movie, nothing goes as planned. It's a disaster in all the best ways. 3 ground-headed ladies decide to go, and they say, let's not invite our wild friend. But of course, the wild friend finds out and shows up, and that's when craziness ensues. Now, these ladies have been friends since childhood, and I when I was watching the movie, I'm like, no way, they're all different ages. This doesn't add up. So the cast itself is Leslie Mann, Isla Fisher, Anna Faris, and Michelle Beatu. I'm saying her last name wrong. I do apologize. And I'm like, no way, they're not all the same age. And honestly, they're all almost the same age. I looked up. I was shocked. They look good for their age. I love it. And I believe this was written and directed, or it was directed by the guys that did Bad Moms. And I think they might have been associated with The Change Up and some other pretty good movies. So that's the type of comedy you're getting here. So Leslie Mann is an overworked mother who's a single mother. She's a lawyer. She has no time for relationships. and maybe she might have a fling in this little vacation she's taking. Isla Fisher is the firecracker. She's an entrepreneur. She's rich, but she's crass. She's rude. She's low mannered, and she's kind of an embarrassment to her friends. Anna Faris is a woman who is trying her best. She's been a personal assistant for this guy for like 10 years. She's treated like shit. And then she has a family she has to take care of. So she wants to just get out there and have a nice, relaxing weekend. And Michelle is recently divorced, and her husband left her for an older woman, which kind of pisses her off. And she realizes that he left her because, well, she's always angry. So you put these ladies together, and there is some madness that happens here in like I said, in the best of ways. It's zany, it's wacky, it's not over the top, it's not gross out. But I gotta say, it is R-rated. There were kids in this. There was a family that brought like 3 or 4 kids in the movie. They sat in the front row, and the kids were talking the whole time. It pissed me off. Try to not have your kids talk. Try to at least stop them from talking. B, don't bring them into an R-rated movie. There are sexual situations that happen here, and kids shouldn't see that. I'm not the movie police. I wish I was. I'd write a lot of tickets and kick a lot of people out. But yeah, Spa Weekend isn't fantastic. It's not the best movie in the world, but it is like a throwback. It's nice. It's a comedy, and it's a decent comedy. And that's what I miss. I miss having broad comedies like this, comedies that don't need to try to, or comedies that just kind of work. And I put out my out of the theater reaction to this when I saw it, and someone reached out. They're like, I own a small movie theater, and when these movies come out that are aimed and geared towards middle-aged ladies, the ladies come out in droves and they love it. And I wish we got more of these movies. I wish we had at least one a month. And I'm like, that's a very good point. Why don't we have more of these movies? They all tend to get attention. I don't know. I feel like I'm circling the drain here, but I really, really enjoyed this one. I didn't think I was gonna love it, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I'm gonna give Spa Weekend 2 slices of toast. Sorry, I'm gonna hit that one more time. All right, so that is gonna do it here for our reviews in this episode. Hopefully you found something that you might want to check out, but I don't know, maybe you didn't. Have you seen any of the movies? Why not talk about them in the comment section down below? I'd love to hear your takes if you agree or disagree with me on those films. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the news. Like I said, we will be putting out another episode in a few days. Oh yeah, all right, so M. Burrell here over on Kick says he loves small independent theaters near him because they play older and newer movies with lower prices than AMC and Regal. And that is a very poignant statement here, because it's true. You get so much more free reign to do whatever you want with a indie theater, and you can really charge whatever you want. You can cater to an audience. Yeah, I'm with M on this one. Small indie theaters rock, and you should support them if they're near you. So yeah, that is gonna do it for this episode. I hope you liked it. I'm sorry, I know it's a little janky. It's not what you're used to. I miss Dennis. I can't wait to have Dennis back. I just wanted to put something out there for y'all, and I hope it paid off. Now, if you don't know, after the credits, there's always a little more banter, a little more saucy stuff to talk about. So please stick around. But before I let you go, well, let me tell you, we recently had our 5th film festival, Movie Toast the Festival, and submissions are now open for Movie Toast the Festival season 6. I almost said 4. That's crazy. So if you head over to filmfreeway.com and search for Movie Toast the Festival, you can submit your film, short films, that is, under 15 minutes. We keep the entry free low because we know how much hard work and money and dedication and effort goes into making the film. And we do it because we enjoy, of course, seeing big movies and toasting them on the podcast, but we also want to share your work with the world. We are filmmakers ourselves. We made short films, and we just want to honor hard work and share your hard work with others. So please check out Movie Toast the Festival over on filmfreeway.com. And by the way, if you want a link to any of our socials, I just put up, if you're watching the video, a QR code that will bring you to our link tree that has everything there that you need. But if you're not watching, let me tell you where you can find us. I run the socials, so I should know. We have 2 Facebook pages, an X page, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Kick, YouTube. And yeah, we're all viewable over there at movie_toast. That's at movie score. I'm losing my mind here. It's at movie toast. Fuck. I'm doing this live, man. You can't go back and do retakes. You can find us at movie_toast at most of those locations. If you search Movie Toast News and Reviews, you'll certainly find us. If you could do me a favor, whether you're watching on YouTube or wherever, or listening, could you leave us a review? Let us know what you like, what you don't like, whatever you're thinking. We want to hear from you. We want to improve the show. We want to make it as buttery, golden, delicious as possible for you. So please leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Kick, wherever you're watching. We'd greatly appreciate it. But you don't want to do any of that. We always end the show by asking you to do one thing, and that's a simple thing, and it can mean anything to anyone at any time, and that is to please stay toasty.
Adam and Dennis, they're the kings of the real. Reviewing new movies, they keep it real. Coast to coast, from LA to the east. On the podcast show, they feast on the beast. Adam's bringing knowledge like he's Professor X. Dennis with cuts deeper than Wolverine's claws. I guess Marvel, DC, they know them all by heart. Breaking down the plot, tearing every scene apart. They got the juice like Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. Breaking down movies with a sharp precision. Adam coming in hot like a John Wick hit. Dennis bringing the heat like the climax of a Tarzan flick.
I had my mic muted, but I am back. So thank you for sticking around. If you listen to what I told you, that we're always putting out something at the end. Now, of course, it's better to be able to talk to Dennis and really dive deep into some interesting things here. However, he's not here, so I'm just going to talk. Now, like I said earlier, I was at San Diego Comic-Con not too long ago, and I was able to go, thanks to the podcast. I had a press badge, and I got to do some interviews and stuff. So I recorded stuff, but I haven't put it out just yet. So I have video and audio. I haven't edited the video yet, but when this podcast goes out, when this section, I will be putting those videos here for your viewing pleasure. But in the audio version, you're going to hear a couple of interviews, and let me set those up for you right now. So, well, let me actually, see, that's a tease. Before I do that, let me give you a Jack Black update, a tenacious update. For those of you who know me, know I love Jack Black, all the stuff he does, but specifically Tenacious D. And the band's kind of been on pause for a while, and I'm always thirsty for any Tenacious D news I can get. And some good news came. I mean, it's not the news I want. I mean, I wanted the news, but it's not the news of the D's back. We got new music. We're touring again. Jack and Kyle are together. It's the next best thing, I guess you could say. There is a new game coming out by the end of the year, I think in December. That's made by the folks who did Guitar Hero, a game I totally loved. It's called Stage Tour. And they announced some of the artists and tracks that will be on the show, on the game. And Tenacious D will be there. I was kind of hoping, finger crossed, I'm like, Tenacious D was in one of the Guitar Heroes. We had, I want to say, Master Exploder Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, if they did D, what would they do? What would they choose? But I'm like, no way they're choosing the D. I'm the only sad son of a bitch who still loves the D, I bet. But no, there's other disciples out there, and I'm so happy they exist. But the choice that they chose was very peculiar to me. It's a song that I enjoy, but it's not a Tenacious D staple. It's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, but I guess if you want to be able to play different band instruments, I guess this one leans pretty well. It's a cover song they did for a little movie called Kung Fu Panda 4. The song, my friends, is Baby One More Time. That's right. Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time was one of the last songs that Tenacious D released as a cover. So yeah, I'm excited that that's going to be in Stage Tour. Maybe they might add more songs as DLC. I hope. I don't know, but I'm just happy that the D is represented there, and that means that they probably approved it. So maybe there might be a rise. It's interesting. I've been kind of talking about repping the D. If you're watching the show, I have Kyle Gass, and Jack Black as animated forms driving back and forth on a motorcycle from Post-Apocalypto, their last movie. And the background of my green screen here is the cover of Post-Apocalypto. So if you're watching, there was a reason for that, and it's right now revealed. I love the D, and the D is going to be in Stage Tour. Anyway, sorry, I'm wasting your time here. Let me give you another tease. The next episode we're doing in a couple of days, episode 247, I wish could have been 246 if we got it out earlier. It would have had 3 movies that weren't premiering until tomorrow. So it would have been 3 movies that are now just sitting there. So we're going to be reviewing... Well, there's one movie that came out a little while back, but let me tell you the rundown of this next episode. We have reviews coming for The End of Oak Street, Buddy, Idiots, and Coyote versus Acme. So if you're looking forward to any of those movies, we got you covered with our review coming soon. But let's get back to the thing that I teased earlier. Let me set you up for what audio you're about to hear, or video, depending if you're watching this later on. All right, so at Comic-Con, I got to sit down and talk to director Jonathan Borljak. He directed this little documentary called Stan Lee, The Final Chapter. And he essentially was a fan of Stan Lee and became kind of a best friend of Stan Lee in the last couple of years of Stan's life. And he actually was kind of like an assistant, a driver, and he was always filming things with Stan. And it's a beautiful documentary, and it dives deep into kind of what was going on in Stan's life. We all saw Stan Lee. He was a larger than life figure. So it's like, oh, he must be happy. He must be rich. He must be joyous. And that's kind of true, but he was kind of being overworked and forced to do these Comic-Cons and signings and this and that, and just work to the bone, especially after his poor wife died. And that's when he really started going downhill, and they were forcing him to do more, and he was getting older and more brittle, and they were forcing him to do stuff. But not our director here. Our director was not a part of that. I mean, he was a part of it, but he wasn't forcing him, and he tried standing up for Stan. I'm not going to spoil. Check out the documentary, Stan Lee, The Final Chapter, available to rent or buy digitally wherever you get your stuff. It's a fantastic documentary. I got to sit down with Jonathan to talk about it, and it was awesome. This guy's great. So please enjoy my interview with Jonathan. All right. Up next, there is this show coming to AMC called Yaga. And I got to go sit in a private Q&A with other press members. And the audio here is a little bit harder to hear for some sections. I do apologize, because it was a whole room of people asking questions. The answers, I had a mic kind of close to where the talent was sitting. So you'll hear the showrunner, you'll hear the cast, and I believe producer, and a bunch of questions asked about the upcoming AMC show Yaga. So with no further ado, let's get into this press room. All right. So this next one I'm kind of excited about. Back in the day, there was a web series called The Guild. It was one of the first early web series, and it was kind of fan fund it before Kickstarter was even a thing. And it was a great show, but it's been off the air for a while. But it's coming back in movie format. A movie called The Guild Renfield is coming. They started a Kickstarter for it. They just wanted to try to make $1 million, and they hit over $1 million. I think they're at like 4 million, maybe even 6 million right now. Well, I got to talk to the star and the creator of the series, Felicia Day, and just talk to her about the Guild and this Kickstarter and all the fantastic things that they're giving away for your donation. There's a lot of cool things they're doing, and just try to pick her brain about what we got in store with the movie, if we'll get more after the movie. She was really warm and welcoming, so I can't wait for you to hear this review. So let's get into it. Me and Felicia Day talking about The Guild Renfield. All right, so next up is my favorite thing I got to do at Comic-Con. There was a screening of Buddy, this movie that just came out tonight as of recording. It's well, I'm going to be reviewing it on the episode in a couple of days, but it's essentially like Barney the dinosaur and Pee-wee's Playhouse had a baby, and it's on crack, and it's a horror movie, and it's just so insane. I can't wait to get in a review. But I got to go to this Breakfast with Buddy screening where I got to meet Buddy, and they gave us some Buddy themed breakfast, and then I got to be one of the early audiences to see this movie, and I loved it. Everyone in my audience loved it. And then later on in the day, I got to talk to a couple of people. So up first, you're going to hear me talking to the puppeteer of the film, Devin Hawks Ludlow. And after that, I'm going to be talking to star Delaney Quinn. Sorry about that. I thought I hit my mic mute, but I did not. And I'm going to be ending the review, the interviews with director, writer Casper Kelly. So if you're going to be watching this later or listening, let's get into those reviews. Or interviews, sorry. All right, so that is going to be the show here. Hopefully it tied together pretty well. It's kind of like a bite-sized episode. I know our episodes tend to range from like 1 hour and 20 to 3 hours, and this is a little under 1.5 hours. So I appreciate you watching and listening. Thank you very much. And like I said, in a few days, we're going to have episode 247 coming right at you with the hottest entertainment news, some awesome pop culture polls, and reviews for The End of Oak Street, Buddy, Idiots, and Coyote vs. Acme. So check that out in a few days. It's going to be happening Sunday night at 10 p.m. All right, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Right here, wherever you're streaming this, man. Probably on fucking YouTube, Facebook, fucking, who knows, Instagram, most likely. I don't know. Please check it out. But it will be able to be downloaded in sections or the full thing the upcoming Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts, and chunks will be put out on YouTube. So I'm going to shut the fuck up and let you enjoy the rest of your day or night whenever you're listening or watching. Thank you so much. And once again, Dennis, I miss you. I can't wait to have you come back and join me, man. All right, so thank you all, and please, once again, stay toasty.